Because it's time to start the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Bucket Wine here. How you doing? It's Gun and Morning Works, and we are live. And this is part 3 of the Core Fighter from Bandai, a 135th scale Core Fighter, and I'm going to get back at it. Last week, I missed everybody. I really didn't get anything done. It's a lot of been going on here in the wine household, and so I just didn't do a whole lot. So I'm still painting the Rex. Rex is behind me. There's a lot of skewers there. You can see some color on some parts now, which is nice. So that's all good. But yeah, we haven't done much. So I just did a little bit more. In the last episode, I finished basically the cockpit portion of the Core Fighter, and then we're gonna keep working on the rest here. So, and then also we will do. Oh, hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing, bud? Nick's in the house. We will do a little show and tell. I've got 3 kits that just arrived from Hobby Link Japan, and we'll show those. And don't let me forget if I do, because I want to show those. And one of them, a couple of them you'll be familiar with, one of them you won't, but hopefully we'll have some good conversation with it too. So let's get it going. Yeah, that's right. Happy 4th of July for all of my U.S. friends out there. 4th of July is tomorrow, of course, but it's the start of a long weekend for some. Not for me. I have to work Friday, but at least I don't have to work Saturday, so no big deal. We get a day off, and then we go back for one day, and then we get 2 more off. It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, I've done a little bit more, just a tiny bit more from the last episode. I almost finished the cockpit portion, but I spent a little more time after I went off the broadcast to finish that up. But we're going to start doing the rest of it tonight. The Metal Gear Rex behind me there, all the skewers in the spray booth. That is still in progress. There's quite a bit, there's a lot of parts, and it's taking a lot of time because I'm going through the instruction booklet, and now that I've taken everything apart, I've got to remember what color to paint each part. So it's taken a little bit of time. I'm having some of the stuff I have to go through the booklet and see exactly what is what, and so I know what color, because I only have basically 3 primary colors that are going on the kit. There's a couple of detailed colors, some striping, so like that's like a yellow color, but most of the stuff is just a gray, a white, and a dark German gray that I'm using there. So, but I still got to remember like what part goes, what goes where, what needs to be colored, what color, and then after that I can reassemble everything and then mask it off for the camouflage painting that I'm going to do later. But in the meantime, we're going to start on the Core Fighter again. This is part 3. Bandai's FF-X7 Core Fighter 135th scale UC hard graph kit. Really kind of cool. And let's move down to the board here, and we'll just go close up right away and show you what I got. So this is what's finished. Basically the whole nose section, the little pivot point here. I'm sure in fact, this Core Fighter does fold up if you wanted to. I don't understand why anybody would want it to fold up at this scale, because there's really nothing to put it in other than if you wanted to fold it up in the core position for the Gundam. But one of the interesting things with this, because this portion of the cockpit slides backwards, it actually automatically tilts the pilot seat in the if we open this up, you can see the pilot seat there. Some of the smaller pieces kept falling off because I didn't glue anything yet, and I just took them out rather than lose them. So I've got like the console piece here. That's a glass piece behind. It's all the gauges, and then one of the levers fell off. So if the other one falls off, I'll just put it in my pile of extra parts here. But one of the cool things when this is closed, I'm going to see if you can see this, is when you start to push this back, you'll see that the seat rotate back. So it kind of automatically does that just by the design. It's kind of cool the way they designed it. So, and this does open all the way as well. So you can see, let's see, there we go. Get into focus. It's kind of dark, a little bit harder to see, but some of the parts are still there. And like I said, some of the stuff kept falling off. I just, rather than put it back on, I got tired of it. So I'm going to set this aside and we will get started on the rest. We are on step number 12, which looks like we're starting to get into the body, the main body of the core fighter, that being the cockpit section, and then we're going to start doing that. So let's get rolling here. Anyway, how's it going, Nick? Good to see you again, as always. Anything special going on for you this or today or this weekend? See that 3. It helps if I put my magnifiers on. Wondering why I can't see my parts that well. And as for anybody else that might be watching, happy 4th of July if you're here in the United States. Canada had its Independence Day celebration on the 1st of July. And so we follow right behind them. And I saw a couple of funny memes today, like, have fun, like for England, have fun working on the 4th, have fun working tomorrow. England. So we're no longer under their reign. Good. No plans for the weekend. Also work Friday. Yeah, bummer. Those that have real jobs actually get the day off. But kind of feels like the day after Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving is always on Thursday too. So it kind of feels like that. But at least it's a little bit better if you don't have to work on Saturday, which I am not working this Saturday, which is kind of nice. So I'm not sure what this part is. I think this is the dorsal fin, or part of the dorsal fin of the core fighter. We'll see here once I start getting most of it assembled. What's up, David? Dave's in the house. How you doing, bud? Just working on the core fighter again. I'm going to do a little bit. We'll take a break in about the middle here. I may actually go longer tonight because everybody's off tomorrow, so might actually go a little bit longer since there's no reason to cut the broadcast off at the usual time. So we'll see how that goes. I'm all right. I'm doing pretty good. Took a week off last week. Just wasn't feeling it. I hadn't done much painting on the Rex. I did a little bit, but there's just been a lot going on. I've got other hobbies, I guess you could call them, going on at the same time, and getting ready to gear up for one here coming up in a couple of weeks. So I just I've been taking care of things, doing that, planning for that, trying to get the logistics done, and then so my weekends, actually in a couple of weeks, I'm going to have most of my weekends will be taken up, in fact, for about 5 weeks. So that's another reason why I'm probably not going to get a bunch done. I'm going to keep trying to do as much as I can on this during the week, but I've got my wife here. Can't be neglecting her. Trying to work on models all day long. So what's that? Who is this? Somebody texting me. Oh boy, here we go. I have no idea who that is. It's a number that's not on my phone, so I get a lot of phishing emails lately, a lot of phishing text messages. Seems like that's the season, I guess, or something, but I've been getting hit with a lot of them. If you ever get a chance to watch a movie, You Got It, Ren Fair, that's correct. Hey, Jason. How you doing? You are correct, David. It is the Ren Fair. Coming up the last 2 weekends of July, first 3 weekends of August, and so I had to basically go through, and I haven't actively worked an event like this since California. So it's been over 8 years, and so all my gear that I have, I've moved around several times. So a lot of the stuff I've been doing in my downtime has been sorting through all my stuff, trying to find, the tent pole, the stakes, all of my, hardware, everything that I've got to set up my environment. Like Asian shakes, but I don't. What? Maybe sure I should say that. Me too. I like Asian shakes, but I don't fall for that BS. Are you talking about the fair? Or are you talking about? You'll have to let me know. Maybe do it in a side conversation versus here tonight. But anyway, like I said, that's what most of my time has been spent these last couple weekends, just going through my stuff, trying to get everything organized so I know where it's at. Had to rent a truck because a friend of mine, and normally I would hit him up to try to borrow his truck, but he's not going to be available, so I had to rent a U-Haul and trying to get that sorted, and then also cleaning up all my theatrical stuff that's been in storage or not for the last 8 years, basically 9 years. Oh no, the fishing text. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I get a few of them. I think I just got another one right now. That when we were talking, my phone went off, and it's one of those like, "Hey, how you doing?" I even get the ones, I'm getting a lot of invoice emails. Here's your invoice. It's like, come on, guys. Not falling for your crap. All right. So this is done. Now we've got, I missed a piece here. I missed a step. Actually, I had to back up a little bit because there was one right before this that I missed. I stopped at the end of the cockpit here, but I didn't realize there was a whole step here that I missed. So let's back up a little bit. So I got to pull a couple of parts here off the D-Runner. Just one, actually. Maybe 3. That is right here. Yeah. I had a fraudulent attempt on one of my accounts. That was a while ago, but I caught it. It took the bank some time to finally investigate it and close the case, but of course I was not responsible for any of that in the end. It was some company out of Chicago. And that prompted me to invest in a VPN service. So we'll take care of some of that. Just so much of it going on. In fact, we just watched a movie yesterday called The Beekeeper. It's a Jason Statham film. Check it out. It's if you don't want a thinking movie where you just want to see some mindless, action, mindless, non-thinking action movie, that's kind of what you want to go for. But it's all about that. It's about somebody that gets defrauded and basically loses everything. And he Statham having an emotional attachment to the person that got defrauded. He goes after him, after the company, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's entertaining, you know. It's not going to win an Oscar, but it's entertaining to say the least. Julius, how you doing, buddy? Julius is in. How's it going? It's going good. I was telling everybody here, I just took a little bit of a break. Last week, I've been gearing up for an event that's going to take up a majority of my weekends coming up here in a couple of weeks. So that's another reason why I haven't been able to get as much done. This just barely fits together. I guess that folds like that. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's supposed to split. I don't know. Guess we're going to find out. These two pieces kind of fit. There's a hinge in the center here, so I'm wondering. I'll find out if that needs to be glued later. Right now, I'm not going to glue it, even though it doesn't show it being glued. But I don't know if those two pieces are supposed to separate, so I'm going to leave it right now with nothing on it. So I'll be working out the Washington State Midsummer Renaissance Fair this coming year in a couple of weeks. And hopefully I took some time off. There's a couple of days where I would have been scheduled to work. I'm trying to see if I can get those days off just to be out there as much as possible, but we'll see. I may have to work a couple Saturdays. We'll find out. Works. Oh, well, I guess a positive is that you get to entertain us on the live stream with build progress. That's true. That is true. Yeah, like I said, last week I didn't get a ton done on this. I'm still painting the Metal Gear Rex, so that is sitting behind me, and it is coming along. I'm having to go through each part individually, you know, and then the legs especially are going to take some time because I've got to do quite a bit of masking with that. But let's see, this has got to fit in here. There we go. Okay, so that, I don't know, that might actually just be a movable rudder. So those two, this fin might actually glue together, and we can do that later though. Yeah, I didn't do a ton, and I'm going to have to do quite a bit of masking, and which I've already done some masking too, because there's some vents and stuff that's different colors, things that of that nature, that I have to do while. So yeah, it looks like it's just a movable rudder, which is kind of cool for this rear wing. One more piece on the C runner here to drop. The tip of this wing comes off. Oh wow, pretty small. Almost didn't see it. I was looking for it on the runner and I couldn't see it. Yeah, well, good. I'm glad I'm entertaining at this point. Because it could be worse, right? I try to be. And that might be another reason why I took last week off too, is because I want to be, entertaining. I want to have something interesting for people to watch. And if I don't, I almost feel like it's kind of, I don't want to waste anybody's time by not having any content that is at least engaging, or at least thought-provoking, or whatever you want to call it. So sometimes I take those weeks off. If I just didn't get a ton done, I'll just, you know what, I'm just going to take a week off. Wait till I've got a little more progress, in that way I've got something interesting to show. So I've got a couple more pieces on the E runner here coming off. This is the last of the blue, E1 and 2. So that will take care of this runner. Not a lot of blue parts on this. Well, just mostly the canopy, cockpit area, and then a little bit behind that. But other than that, yeah, that's it. Blue runner's gone. Again, this is just the, I think this is the portion behind the cockpit. We're starting with the main body of the core fighter. I mean, we could be watching our model, your model paint. We could be watching our model paint. That is true. You mean watching it dry? So I guess the obvious question is for everybody, changing the subject a little bit, about tomorrow. Anybody got any plans other than maybe just barbecuing, doing the usual stuff that people do on the 4th of July? In this area here in Washington, it's kind of like it's like a war zone. A lot of fireworks going off into all hours of the night. And like I said earlier, we had talked about Canada. They have their Independence Day celebrations on July 1st. So pretty much here, because you've got Canadian residents that also might live here as well, starting in the 1st of July till even after the 4th, it's every night, just constant fireworks. My wife and I will joke, it's so hot here that my dog, who usually wants his afternoon walk, is now not showing any interest in going out. Yeah, that is true. Where are you at, Julius? I don't remember. Family barbecue for David. All right, that's cool. Sorry, spaz typing. Dry. Yeah, no big deals, Jason. I figured it out. Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet. Usually a friend of mine here close to me in Monroe, we might hang out, but I'm not sure if he's got anything going on. A lot of times too, the last couple of years, it's almost been like we've kind of been prisoners in our home on the holidays, just because of the traffic situation on the highway close to us is so backed up that it makes it sometimes so hard to even get out. So a lot of times we end up just not going anywhere. All right, so this goes together like so. I think. There we go. It fits together kind of tightly. All right, and then this piece. Oh, that's kind of difficult. So I'm going to need a little pocket screwdriver here. There we go. This piece fits down into a groove pretty far down in here. There's no real way to get it done by hand, so I'm just using. All right, so yeah, I was correct about the folding. This is the dorsal fin of the core fighter, and that it goes in like so. Next up, there's some nubs here. Bay Area. Oh boy. Yeah, so you're California for sure. I know it's like stupid hot down there right now. So I hear. I got a lot of friends down there. I mean, I grew up in California, so I've only been here for the last 8 years. And so, yeah, I spent 95% of my life in California, mostly Dana Point, Orange County area for the first half. And then I met my wife, moved out to Inland Empire, San Bernardino, that area for the next 18 years. And then back to Orange County for 5, and then now we're up here. So, gosh, I can't imagine. It's supposed to be in the mid 80s here next week, and everybody's crying about it, but that's just because they're not used to. I mean, anybody that's lived in California, it's like, yeah, that's nothing. Mid 80s, that's awesome. All right. So now we're getting into some more of the red parts of the Core Fighter. There's a lot of surface details on this. This is a really nice kit. I mean, there's rivets, some really nice panel lines. It's really well done. And for something like this, it doesn't have a ton of runners. It's a nice, well designed kit so far. All right, so 15 and 11. That's all off the B runner here. 15 is one of these. I have to go from underneath. It's supposed to be stupid hot this weekend, and you're down in Oregon. Oh no, David. I thought we were talking about Jason. Jason's down in Oregon. So David, you're in California too? Or no, you're up here in Washington. Wait, aren't you? Oh my God, I'm all mixed up where everybody's at. The 11. I'm just gonna keep building. You guys answer. I don't miss the intense heat. That's true. I don't. I mean, we get it up here too, but it usually will last maybe a week. Whereas, down in California, it can be, it's like 70s and 80s almost year round, it seems like. It's just crazy. All right, so then I gotta grab the F runner, which is my darkest of the two, or the darkest of all of these runners. It's more of the internal frame type stuff. I would love some 80-degree weather again. Now, Nick, you already said where you're at, right? Or did I ask you that? I don't remember if you told us where you're located. If you don't want to say, I don't care. I couldn't remember where you lived. 29 and 31. So I need, here we go. Some side bets. And then smaller 31. Actually, 4 of these. Oh, do they really stack that? They stack them. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, there's like this piece here actually stacks. There's 4 of these vents that have to go into it. So they start you off with 2. That way you don't get them mixed up, I guess, because there's a larger one and a smaller one. So without confusing myself, I'm going to stop cutting parts until I know get these installed correctly. Houston, oh, that's right. That's right, you're Texas. So it's pretty hot there too, I imagine. That's probably why you were saying you would love it to be 80 again, because it's probably well over that, if I'm not mistaken. GB Models, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you in. Welcome in. I don't know if I've seen you on before. I apologize if you have. I don't mean to. Unless I see people on a regular basis, a lot of times I forget if somebody's come in and 98 today. If somebody's come in and hung out with us, I appreciate you. Nonetheless, welcome in. Thanks for joining. We're just building a 135th scale core fighter here. don't think I'm going to need to worry about too much about the back of this piece because I think it's mostly covered up. 98 degrees. Yeah, that's hot. And we don't have a lot of the units. In fact, most houses in Washington do not have central air conditioning. There are a few people that may have it installed, but typically they don't come with it just because it never gets that hot for that long a period of time. So I bought two portable units, one of them with, one of them a larger unit for downstairs, which has served a really good, it's worked well with every place that I've lived in. I've lived in 3 different locations since we got to Washington. I've had to move a couple of times because we were renting, but now we own this house, so we're not going anywhere. But it works really well. And then I have one for my master bedroom. I since put a ceiling fan up in my hobby room here, which circulates air really nicely. And then the only thing I really need to do is maybe put one also in my guest room, which would be obviously the remaining spare bedroom. We have a 3-bedroom here. Just for, it's also serves as my wife's office. So she needs something in there. So that will probably be another project. I have a ceiling fan that I've been kind of taken with me. It's a really nice one. That's why I haven't got rid of it. So I may end up trying to install that downstairs. We'll see. If not, I'll put it in that room if it works in the bedroom. I don't know yet. We'll find out. Let's see. Not the first time, but thank you for welcoming me. Of course. Of course. Good to have you back then. I try to remember everybody that comes in, but again, my excuse will be that I'm just old. Not that old, but I feel old. I work in an industry that makes me feel old. I get beat up every day. But I do my best to try to remember names too as well, and it's not always easy. Oh, looks like my wife's in. How you doing, Maria? Good to see you as well, as always. I could just stick my head out the door and I'd see you, but now that I know you're listening, I got to be good boy, right? Anywho. So I think it was, let's see, who was it? I'm going back through the text messages here. So anybody else have any plans for this weekend? I know one of the guys was saying maybe barbecue with family. Hey, Mike's better half. That is very true, Julius. You're not wrong. Okay. So I did say I was going to put some pieces together here, so I'm going to try this. 29 is the larger of the two. And I can kind of see that because this is tapered, it's not that too difficult to figure out which one needs to go where, but this has to kind of fit. This is a little bit challenging. Now it goes this way. Goes around. Like that. Oh, I guess it does. Look at that. It just snaps right in. Okay, that's kind of cool. What? Hang on. What is this? Well, yeah, that is true because it's close. I'm trying to be close, unless I'm in the wrong angle here. All right, so let me get this second one in. This is these kind of pop in and snap into place. So, and this one goes in the last slot. not exactly easy for somebody with big sausage fingers. All right. I guess that's how that goes. Yep. Kind of have to work around this little tab, which is a little bit difficult because it's got to fit behind it, but you still have to insert it from the back. So, all right. So now we got to cut out the remaining two. Oh yeah, just getting some models done for my YouTube. Yeah, dude, put it in the chat for sure. Absolutely. If I haven't subscribed already, I definitely will. All right, 27 and 33 are the last two. So 27 is first. That was weird. Did I say something to put my camera? I mean, the camera does have voice activation, which is kind of funny. But I must have said something that made it go to sleep. It's usually a two-word combination, but you got to say it in a certain way to get it to do that. I just happened to look up and says, your device is asleep. It's like, oh, well, that's nice. It's supposed to be. My communist overlords have us working at least a partial day. Oh, you mean for Friday? Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's going to be probably a lot like the day after Thanksgiving. They always say it's going to be busy, and then we get there and we're all standing around. So we'll see. See what the on Friday gives us when we get there. I have some work that we were trying to get a customer to authorize, but he was pretty much unreachable most of the day. And so maybe we'll see if that maybe that'll be work that'll be available when I get back on Friday. We'll see. TV models. Okay, I'm going to take a second here. And is that on your? Is that Instagram or you? Oh, that's YouTube. That's right. You said YouTube. So let's see if I can type that in real quick. TV models 7790. See if we can find that. There he is. Does that look familiar? Found you. Nice. All right. So I'm in on that one. Very cool. Cool deal. Check it out later for sure. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get some more done on this. Don't upset the AI. Right? I know, the algorithms. Trying to get to 5,000. Not on YouTube. I still got a ways to go on YouTube, but I'm almost there on my Facebook page. Under 100 to go. Hopefully we'll hit that soon, that target soon. Oh shoot, I pushed that too far past. All right, let's do that again. Now this is not easy because they come in from the back. You have to make sure you get them at just the right. There we go. The way they overlap makes it a challenge. Say sorry, that is not it. You just see it. Oh, I just did. Yeah, no, I found it. I had to click on it, but That one? That's got to be you. Because it even has your at 7090. It's got it there. That was the search result, but it did come up with the right one, I believe. You tell me. But I think that's it. Oh, crap! Did I do something out of order here? Oh, so this has got to go. Yeesh. This has got to go on front. Okay, I guess I'm all right. This is what locks these in, I guess. Oh my gosh, my fingers. You know, some people like the small scale stuff. I don't know how they can do it. I mean, I can build the small scale stuff, but man, I struggle with some of these tiny parts sometimes. It's just like unreal. All right, so that goes in front, just like that. Sorry. Yes, sorry, that is it. Yeah. Nice. Thanks, GB. I really do appreciate that. That's what we do. We help promote the hobby. You know, that's what this is all about. Promoting the hobby, promoting each other, and spreading the love and making sure that we help the new builders grow in this hobby. I need the F runner. Here we go. And then you know, take away some of that fear of trying new things. You know, showing off some of the skills we got and helping other people that want to do that, want to learn, go through it. I mean, years ago, I was afraid of airbrushing. I mean, I was terrified. I thought it would be too difficult. That's what scared me. It was too scary. Never did it. And one day I go to a model competition and they have an airbrush demo during the competition. I'm like, all right, I'll try it out. I thought, man, this is awesome. And the rest is history. I mean, that was the first time I attended SCGMC, and that was their second year that year. And then ultimately ended up joining those Gundam guys for the remaining time that I was in California, and you know, did their seminars during their show and everything. It was pretty fun. All right, so this goes in this direction. And that locks all of those fins in place. And that's just one side. Oh, this piece fell off. So this has got to fit. It's going to be one of those pieces that has to be glued, I think. Unless I'm just not putting it in right, but it feels like it's there. Yeah, anybody else that's on, hit up GB Models on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. And then tell your friends, you know. All right, so now we got to do the other side. So I got one side done. Now it's time to cut the parts out and duplicate that on the other side. But first, need a little refill. And we're enjoying a nice 2021 Grenache today. All right. So let's pull down the V runner again. Don't let me forget, everybody. Let's see, what time is it? About 6:45 my time here on Pacific. Why don't we say 7 o'clock? I'll take a break and do the show and tell of the newest kits that just arrived from Hobbylink Japan. And make sure I don't forget to show those to everybody. I like doing that. Do a little bit of mail call. All right, first two is 30 and 32. Have to do these in order just because they are sized differently, and the first two are pretty easy to see but the ones in the middle are pretty close to the same size, so it'd be easy to get them mixed up. Do lots of different things. Let's see, I'll put this on screen. That's a good one to show off here. TV says I do lots of different things like World War II planes, hot rods, F1 cars. Very cool. One of the things that got me back into scale modeling was the 1/12 scale Tamiya motorcycle kits. Just one day, I can't remember what provoked me to pick one up, but I was living in Orange County, and this is before I actually met my wife. And there was this hobby store up the freeway, a few minutes, and they had these scale Tamiya motorcycle models. And when I decided to pick one up, and I just was amazed by the amount of little details. I mean, they had hoses for like the spark plug wires and the cooling system hoses, little rubber hoses. We're talking stuff that came out on a strip that you had to cut to size, and just crazy little details like that. And it got me hooked, and that's what started the whole process. And then when I moved back to Orange County years later, I ended up going to this hobby store, and they were like, you should go see those Gundam guys. And he was Asian. He was an Asian guy. And I thought he was saying, you got to go see those goddamn guys, the way he was saying it. And I thought, what is he talking about? He was talking about those Gundam guys. And that's when I found out about their competition, and I went to go see them and started doing Gundam. And I was always been a fan of Macross, and for those U.S. born mostly. People that talk about, let's see, where's that? Oh, there we go. The Robotech, as a lot of people know it as in California or in the U.S., because of Harmony Gold's influence on the Macross series here in the States. But that was really what got me into that's the series that got me into anime for sure. And then the models just came with it. So that being said, when you see what just arrived from Hobby Japan, you'll understand. Those Gundam guys hosted the first model contest I attended. Oh, SCGMC. So that's when Chaya Lameka was there. Okay, yeah, I was at that one too. Julia said, we must have bumped into each other then, because that was the first time I met Tim as well. Was when he flew out for that. He ended up winning the advanced, or the not the advanced, but the expert category that year, of course, with his I think it was the airdrop kit, if I'm not mistaken, the one that he ended up winning with. A legendary airdrop, which ended up winning the U.S. qualifier and going to Japan that year as well. But it was his first win that really set the mark, because he got the highest score that year that any U.S. entrant had ever. I don't know why they do that. This thing, put this on and this piece pops up every time. I'm just going to put that on last. Yeah, he won with his, I can't remember, that was his was it Pelican? That was called? But that was the one that blew everybody away with. Yeah, that's the way this goes. Okay. This one's the hardest because it goes in behind that. Okay, once I get it in there, there we go. It's kind of a wicked little panel line on there. I thought it was an old line, but it's actually a panel line. All right, audience, let's try to guess what type of model kit. You're just saying Macross? Of course you are, Julius. So I just hinted at that. But it's more than one. So we got, okay, 30, 28, and 34, right? Those are the last two. Yeah. Don't worry, we only got about 10 more minutes, and then I'll bring those out. Hopefully I can get this section done here before we bring those up. Oh, Pabs, Chris Pabs, how you doing, buddy? You heard of that dude? Washed up, washed up old man. Oh, somebody needs to tell him. Pabs is slinging. This shows that I'm focused on the show and listening. Yeah, that's true. You are correct, Julius. And that's good. That's what we try to do. Just trying to be engaging, right? People, those that are listening and not just tuning in the background. I appreciate it. I really, really do. I miss the back and forth short jokes between you and Tim. Yep. You know what I miss? I miss the live streams. That's what I think I missed the most. We had a lot of fun doing Mechanism. We used to do live streams on with those Gundam guys too, but that eventually dried up. It never happened, and then just kind of went away. But I think I've even mentioned it on this stream as I'm considering. I mean, not considering. I think ultimately it'll happen. It just depends on who and when. But I think I would enjoy having a guest on here a few times as well. Not just, trying to make sure I get this on correct. All right, there we go. This goes on this way. All right. So that's not fully on there. Or is it? Oh, I guess it is. Okay. Gosh, that piece does not stay on well. It sits like, it just doesn't, there's not much of a tension fit there. This doesn't sit on there. Everything he said to him went over his head. Wow. Still slinging the short jokes. It's awesome. That's classic. That's awesome. All right, those two are done. Again, I'm going to clean off my little nibs here. And next up, it looks like we're doing some missiles. Excuse me. All right. Love to do live chat. you enjoy being on. I think that was a talk text that says you injury being on. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll get somebody in here. We'll set it up one of these days, and we'll advertise it that way too. We're gonna have special guests and stuff like that. All right, next up, step number 15 here. Looks like we're doing some missiles. So I'll even show you a little decal here where those go. Interesting. So those have attached. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought these little hooks were something you had to glue on separately, but it looks like they're attached. So I need 18. And F8. Since I'm just going back and forth, I'm going to leave these two off the wall. I'm just using these two runners anyway, so might as well just keep swapping them back and forth. All right. Here's some tiny missiles, not real big. So they got some fairly well placed gates as well. They're not too intrusive, like in places that are hard to clean up. They're right on top of the fins and stuff. All right. So this goes forward, that goes down. Go over this. I think. Oh, it goes right down the middle. Didn't think that was right. Okay, that looks better. All right, now, once we have one of those, now we got to put a second one on top of it. And that is 23. Angel's in. How you doing, Angel? What you got going on for the 4th? Anything? Julia's still going 3 years on, almost 100 episodes. Oh, you're talking about the podcast? So 23 goes on. Oh, okay. Now I'm starting to get the picture here. So this goes on the outside, and then one more goes over that. So each one of these kind of clusters together. All right, so the next one is a 21. I see how this works now. So each set of hooks is a little bit wider, and it hooks onto this piece and starts to stack. You can see there's two. This one's on the outside. The third one will be on the outside of that. You'll see it here in just a second. How long have I done models for? What's my favorite thing to build? I think most people would say Macross kits are my favorite thing to build. I think, if I'm going to be honest, yeah, that would probably be my number one. I do like some of the Gundam stuff. I think that lately I've been kind of burnt out by some of the Gundam model kits. There's a lot of similarities between them. But I don't know. Yeah, I think my favorite is probably Macross. But I've been delving into a few things, newer stuff like I did a tank recently. Let's see, how is that supposed to go? Jeez, I gotta roll this around. Did an M1, the M1A1 Abrams, and then I also built a Tamiya F-14, which was probably one of my favorite builds ever. That kit was just so well engineered that there's just no, oh crap, this is coming apart. I tried to rotate that and now it's, they're all falling off. All right, start over. I tried to rotate that piece around and it just didn't work out. Didn't realize that that pin that I had installed these on kind of started to twist on me as I was installing these, and then I went to correct its position and all of my missiles just kind of came off. Easy fix though. I just took it back off, start over. Damn it. Well, not as easy as I thought it would be. All right, let's do this one more time. How long? Oh, I didn't answer you how long though. Oh gosh, I've been building models since most of my life, really off and on. There was a span in there where I didn't build anything. You start to your adult life, you start working and doing other things, but when I got back I started doing those Tamiya model kits again, those motorcycle kits. So it kind of gave me the bug again to start doing this kind of stuff. And I've been pretty regular since. I haven't. All right, I think. Gosh, this is kind of a pain because as soon as you rotate it, try to get that in position again, these want to come off. So I can keep them on. First set does not want to stay. I know once I lock these in, it'll stay, but I just got to get to that point. I'm having a good evening sitting under a cool ceiling fan, watching and listening and build stream with Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good combination. I'll drink to that. So as far as getting back to GB Models question, as far as how long I've been building, I would say once I started doing regular model building again, that was probably, full on, basically the only hobby that I was doing. That would have been when I got back to Orange County. So that would have been 13 years ago. That's when I started getting heavy back into building again. But I had a lot of Macross models years past, just old hand painted stuff. But now, since I've been airbrushing only for the last maybe 12, about 12 years. So do I have one more to put on there? Or did I miss one? I do have one more. 21. Wow. No, I cut 21 off. Okay, I see what I did. I missed 16. So I missed one in between there. That's why, because when I was putting this one on, I realized the hooks were like further out than the last 3, and I thought maybe it was just the way they designed it, but there was supposed to be 4. So I'm gonna have to take off that last set. Put one of these on. Let me see. Yes, I have built F-14 to Tamiya one. So, yeah, it's you can basically shake the box and that thing goes together. Now I built the F-14A. I don't know if the D kit is as good. I imagine it would be. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I don't know if that was just a one-off. That, you know, to me that was probably one of their best kits they ever made. It's just unreal. All right, so I got to take this last one off because there's one set here that's supposed to go on first, and then this one goes on after. So now you can see the full set. Man, this is not easy. Oh, mama. Oh, come on. The problem is you try to put these on, and then that post that they sit on spins, and it kind of wants to toss them off. You know, push them off of their pegs. So I'm trying to get all of them to lay on there without coming off. I think I almost got it though. All right. There, and I only have to do that one more time. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. It's after 7, huh? You guys were supposed to remind me. All right, so let's back up here. Let's do this download. And give me 1 second. I will be right back with the newest kits on. I'm just going to slide this over here to the keyboard. And we'll start with the first one. So the question is, what is my favorite kit? It would have to be Macross, of course. And this is the latest, or the one that will complete most of my 148 kits that I wanted to build. This is the VF-1A Valkyrie 2 Sonic Birds. It's the VF-1A, but it's a VF-2 Sonic Bird, so it's like the UN Navy. If there's a little bit of a backstory on the box there, I actually have a story behind this squadron and the Sonic Birds and where they came from and where they were stationed in conjunction with the Skull Squadron. It's kind of a cool story, but you notice it says UN Navy instead of UN Spacey. So again, that's described in the story. So this is a 148. It's got a beautiful. I'm kind of spoiled by the 148 scale just because they're so nice. It's got a really nice decal sheet, rather large, but it also has, it's got the black and white, but it also has the low vis colors as well. So if you want to do it in low visibility, you can do it in the gray or the black. So that's kind of cool. It gives you some options. It's got the low visibility kite decals as well. So depending on which one you want to use there. I like the low visibility scheme. I might end up sticking with that, but kits just pretty much all gray. It's not like most Hasegawa kits are single colors. The only ones recently are the Quedlin Rose kits that have come in multicolors, but most of the time these Valkyries come in single color. But the 148s also come with a pilot, which is nice because on the 172 kits you have to buy a separate weapon set that includes a couple pilots. So that's the first one. And as many of you might know, the Valkyries were based off of the F-14 Tomcat. Was the initial design where this model or this mech comes from. So it has a lot of similarities to an F-14. Next up, and this is one that you've probably seen before, but you have seen before because I just finished one not too long ago, and it is the Quedlin Rowe Miria movie edition. It was a fun kit. I did it in an anime paint scheme. This one I will do in a full weathered, maybe with all the decals. When I did the anime scheme, I didn't use a lot of the decals. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because the decals in these kits are a nightmare. For some reason, I don't know why, but everybody I've ever talked to that built one of these has had a problem with the decals being very brittle, very fragile, and just kind of coming apart when you're assembling them. So I had the idea, actually my wife came up with the idea that I might end up doing that. So I was waiting for these to be delivered because the third kit still needed to be released. And so rather than have Hobby Japan ship everything over, I waited until the third kit was released so I could just send it all in one box. And with that being said, here is the third. Any wild guesses as to what this one might be? No? Maybe? Anybody? Anybody? It's the Quedlin Rowe Max edition. So essentially the same kit, just different color palette, different pilot. And so what I thought I would do with these is, because Max and Miria ultimately become an item, and Max turns to the dark side and joins the Meltrani and flies around in one of these power suits. I thought, why not do a Dirty Dancing, the lift pose with Max and Miria. So that's what we might do with these two. What's Tyler? How you doing, Tyler? Haul. Tyler's in. So yeah, again, this is probably exactly the same kit. I'm not even sure they changed much with the pilot. There's a separate runner for the pilot, so they might have done. I'm gonna have to look at the two faces and see if they've really done much of a difference there. But this will assemble exactly the same way as the Miria version, just with a different pilot, which I'm not going to use the pilot figures anyway. I don't have the cockpits open on these. I'm just going to paint them up. But I think what I'll do is I like doing a full, maybe not weathered, but a full matte finish, just with regular, no anime paint scheme, just doing the blue with all the decals and everything like that. So those are the three kits that just came in. And for the time being, they will end up going into the backlog. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. How much were they? Oh gosh, how much were they? Well, shipping is extortionary right now. So if you combine the total cost with shipping, and yeah, it's a lot, but they're around the two Quedlin Rowe kits. Gosh, what were they? I'm trying to remember now. They were about 30, 34, 35, I think, US. The Sonic Bird was a little bit cheaper than that. So, but like I said, Hobby Japan has and if you don't know, they have a private warehouse system where if you order something, you can have it, if it's in stock, you can even have it delivered to your private warehouse, and they will hold it there for a certain period of time in case you want to buy something else, and then you can load everything in one box and have it sent versus shipping everything individually, because it's just ridiculous right now. So I was waiting for the Max kit to be released at the end of June. And once they sent me an email saying, they basically charge you for it. They don't charge you for it until it's released. So I had to wait for that. And then the money came out and they said, it's here, went into the private warehouse. Then you just go into your private warehouse, you select the items you want to send and select your shipping method, and then they box it and ship it. So, but yeah, I had it sent over FedEx, so I paid quite a bit for shipping, but I don't like using slow boat, from Japan to have that kind of stuff delivered. I usually expedite it. I don't pay for the overnight stuff, but I still end up paying for fairly decent quick shipping, and FedEx is pretty fast, so I had them within a week from Japan. The F-14 is one I did fit in. Doing F-35. Oh, cool. GB, are you doing the F-35 now, GB? Because that's kind of cool. Is that's one of the stealth fighters, right? I mean, I'm not super knowledgeable on modern military aircraft, so if I misspeak, you just correct me, please, if I'm wrong. So D-30. Now we got to load those missiles into this next piece. That's one of those things like that was such a pain in the butt to build. I would probably paint everything first and then just glue them in place, because, man, I did enough fighting with pieces of the cockpit because there's just a lot of little tiny parts that wanted to keep falling off of that. So these missiles, just kind of like, no, I'm done fighting with parts that want to fall off. And this thing has its fair share of tiny pieces. All right. So this is part of the body, the main fuselage of the core fighter. All right. I got rid of all the nubs. There's only 3 nubs in this thing. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the third one. May not even be seen, but you never know, right? All right, so here comes the fun part. So this sits like this. And this, oh wow. Are you kidding me? So you have to insert this up there. Okay, so that goes in here, I think. And then it rotates. Okay, it's starting to come together. And then this third piece goes on. Okay, it's going to be a little bit tricky again. So I need to cut off one more piece here. F-18. And no, not the fighter jet. The part, F-18. Nice selection of kits. I had them ship a kit via slow boat, and the shipping box and kit were severely crushed. Wow. So don't do slow boat shipping. Yeah, well, there's another reason not to. For me, it's mostly just because I'm impatient, but yeah, there's something to be said about paying for a little bit more for shipping and making sure your package. I mean, FedEx is nothing to cheer about. They're notorious for treating packages like crap, but DHL is kind of the same thing, only they, it's more of a U.S. postal company, and they transfer their stuff to U.S. Postal Service when they finally reach the States. But I don't know. Everything I've ever shipped from HobbyLink Japan, I've had them ship at FedEx, and I've not been disappointed. And it's usually the packaging is really good, and that's, you know, obviously the packaging is Hobby Japan's responsibility. So as long as the carrier doesn't destroy it, then, you know, you get it and it's in good shape. That should be what the way it should be, right? All right. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Trying to get this. Oh man, this pin. There it goes. Okay. Trying to keep these on there without. So these spin around. Now you can kind of see how this works, I think. Yeah, see, so there's those little missiles. They rotate down into the bay here, and they're supposed to be able to come around and fully, well, not all the way. They open part of the way. You can see them. One of them comes straight up and down, and the other four, or the other three, were kind of like almost down into that chamber. Actually, I can go back to close up here. So now you get an idea. So these they roll around, they go right down there, but then they come back out like this. And that whole thing, once you get those together, that's the piece that locks everything into place. Man, what a pain. Yeah, just trying to get them all to come out. Oh, man. Now they're coming off again. Damn it. How these are supposed to stay. This is really... Either I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I don't think I am. Oh my gosh. Now the second row just fell off. So I'm going to use my tweezers here and try to get these back in. Ish. I may have to try to pop that piece back out. This is just, it's kind of frustrating. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong here. It's just, this is not the easiest thing to, it's supposed to lock into place and kind of just sit there and not come off, but it seems like when I get them on there, see, now they're in place. It should all sit there nice and neat. There, I'm just going to leave it alone. Don't mess with it. All right, so who here wants to keep going? Chime in. We got about 5 more minutes. Would be my normal time, but because it's a holiday, we might actually go a little longer tonight, which is fine by me. Actually, there's another step to probably locking those in, and I think that's what's up next. God, what a big pain in the ass. So you're supposed to rotate this up and then install another piece onto these two missiles as they stick out through the top here. And you're probably hearing the fireworks in the background because I got my window open. No biggies there. All right, let's do it. Next up. Anyway, let me know, guys, if you want to keep going. We'll keep going. If not, we'll call it. We'll call it a session and go ahead and enjoy your holiday weekend. For those who don't have to work on Friday, you're lucky. For those that do. Angel's got the thumbs up. He wants to keep going. Assuming that's what that means. Hey, Tom. Tom comes in. Happy 4th of July. Yeah, it's not quite there yet. But yeah, happy 4th of July. Eve. Normally I would be cutting out right about now, but I'm willing to keep going if everybody's got interested in continuing to go for about another 30 minutes or so. So this piece is supposed to lock into those first two missiles. And then rotate down. Oh my God. Which I don't know how you're supposed to do. Holy craperific. Just like that, I guess. Okay. I don't know how I just got that on there. But anyway, that helps rotate these down and close just like that. Hopefully they stay together. So that's how that rolls up. You see how that rotates up and then closes. I'm going to leave them shut just for the moment, just for the time being. But to open it, I guess you just grab, oh no, you don't want to grab that side. To open it, you have to push from, I wonder if there's got to be a mechanism to help push this up, because I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Because there's no real way to open it unless you grab the edge here, but they can't get a hold of the edge when it's shut. So there must be something that when you fold or something you move and it pushes this up. Yeah, go for it. Don't work tomorrow. That is true. Snapping a 135. Yes, I am, Tom. You are correct, sir. I am snapping the 135 core fighter. Because right now the Metal Gear Rex is in paint, and so I can't really show the process of that right at the moment. So I decided to start another project, and it turns out it was the core fighter. So that's what we're doing for the time being. And when this is, hopefully, when I'm done with enough paint of the Metal Gear Rex, I can transfer this over to the paint skewers, and we'll do the same thing with that one. But for now, yeah, this is what we're doing. So now I got to do that section again on the other side. Got the day I work myself happy time to do models. That's right. Good to see you, Tom. Welcome in, as always. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know I say that. I try to say that every live stream, but I do. I really do. Appreciate the support. Appreciate everybody's input. And I try to make this somewhat entertaining for everybody. All right. So we need, now that I know what I'm cutting out, I'm just going to go and jump ahead and get all these parts ready. Where is, there it is. And I got to do this whole thing again with these missiles, which was not fun, I will say. Now that at least I know what I'm doing. And basically start from the inside out with these hooks. The spacing on these hooks is different, depending on which one goes first, second, third, and fourth. Love to get the 135, but either too expensive. You talking about the core fighter or something else in 135? All right. I got lucky because a friend of mine was stationed in Japan at the time when I bought this, and he was able to get it for me over there and ship it relatively inexpensively straight from Japan. Just got it directly from him, so that certainly helped. But now, unfortunately, he's no longer stationed in Japan, so I I get to pay the extortionary prices that everything Japan charges for their shipping, basically. Quarterfighter, yeah. I don't remember how much it was. I don't think it was too terribly bad, but like I said, I got lucky because my friend was stationed over there, and that certainly helped. He helped a lot of people for the 3 years he was over there. I think it was 3 years. I don't know. Is anybody, maybe David knows if he's still on. I think it was 3 years. It helps when you have that, connection for sure, like that, right? It'll be on my bucket list, though. One of those things to actually go to Japan. Fortunately, I didn't get over there to see the original RX-78 Gundam, and now they've got the Unicorn out, but also the moving one has now been dismantled, is no longer available. Who knows? By the time I get a chance to go there, there'll be something else to look at, right? Always be something to look at over there. But yeah, I think that would be a bucket list item for me for sure, would be to go check out Japan. Just walk around these hobby stores that I see people walking around and just take it all in, Okay. So let's do this again. First up, do this one at a time. It's funny how they feel like they snap in like right away, the first time you put them on, but as soon as you try to rotate them, then they get loose. See, you hear that? I mean, you can hear the snap, but it seems, like I said, it seems like once you try to rotate them, they just want to come right off. So now I'm going number 3. Now that I know how this goes together, it's a little bit quicker, but all right, last one. No, not the Unicorn. The Unicorn's still there. It was the 1-to-1 RX-78, the original Gramps. That one's gone. But the 1-to-1, the one that moved, I can't remember where it was, but that one was dismantled as well. The Unicorn is still there. Don't panic. I'm just saying, like, by the time I get an opportunity to go to Japan, it might be something else available to look at. Oh my God, this first one. See, then by the time you get to the 4th one, then the first one wants to come right off again. Same trouble I had the last time. Just trying to keep them all locked in. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Got some parts to clean up here first. Then we'll see if we can pop that in. I'm going to see the Freedom in a few months. Nice. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, Tom. Seriously, that's cool. If you got the opportunity, man, take it, because you just never know if something will be here today, gone tomorrow. Let's see, where was it? Oh, there it is. Let's see, where was that last one? Oh my God, hand nippers are so nice. A lot of times I trim off a nub. I can't remember where I cut it because it's such a precise cut. I just saw your Lake Michigan picture on IG. It was just there last week. Two Rivers. Hey, man, you haven't lived until you body surfed on Lake Michigan. I body surfed on Lake Michigan. That was back in the 80s, though. Well, maybe even, yeah, it had to be like really early. I'm trying to think, it might have even been late 70s. I grew up playing soccer, and I belonged to a club team once that traveled, and one of the tournaments we went to was in Michigan. And we had to stay with some families out there in Michigan, which was kind of fun. It was nerve-wracking as a kid, though, you know, because you're young and you're staying with people you don't know, that kind of thing. But anyway, we went to we were living in or staying near Lake Michigan, and I think, oh wait, did I do that wrong? Oh, that goes in like that. Oh. And now they all just fell apart. I think I did that wrong. Damn it. I hate this part. So, yeah, when we went to Lake Michigan, and it was actually, the weather was, I'm going to have to start over. Can't remember if the weather was just bad or something, but there was quite a bit of, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Thought I had it wrong. Anyway, kicked up a bunch of waves, and we were actually able to body surf on a freshwater lake. It was kind of interesting. It was, you know, being from California, you know, we're used to body surfing in California. It's just something you do, right? And then you go to Michigan and you see stuff like that. It's like, oh, no way, that's kind of unusual. But it was fun. It was nice going to Michigan and just owning all those teams out there. I mean, we smoked everybody. It was good. Good old days. Back before, you know, the professional soccer leagues, you know, make a joke out of the sport that I grew up loving. About all these, you know, players that just dive and try to get penalties, you know. It's like, just play the game, man. You know, play the game. We got kicked in the face and we kept playing. These guys, you know, somebody brushes them wrong and they just flop around like they just had their leg pulled out of its socket. All right, I'm going to try to finish this section. I'll try to get this to work. So this goes. I must have tried to put this in backwards. Maybe that was my problem. Just gotta go. I'm gonna try to do this with tweezers. Okay, so that goes in like so. And then this piece. Pretty good tight fit there. But you just have to be able to push these two pins down. Oh, let me try that on this side. There we go. Just trying to get a nice tight fit so these don't come back off. That's kind of what a pain in the butt. Have to go now, but guys, thank you for the chat and subscribe. Cheers. Oh, sure, GB. Anytime, man. Good to see you. We'll see you next time, I'm sure. Thanks for stopping in. Totally appreciate it. All right, so then this has to go up because I don't know if that's right. It's weird how this goes together, so it feels like it pops in, but you have to be careful because you can knock these stupid little missiles off. I think I just did. Can't tell. There we go. I think I got it back on. Oh, wow. It was in Lowell. Lowell? Is that Michigan you're talking about? For training, huh? Nice. Okay, I think I finally got both of those together. Boy, that was not fun at all. All right, before I move on, I'm going to switch pages here. I'm going to dump some of these, get these nubs off the board. And then we'll switch over. Oops. So yeah, the next page is all the marking, which is kind of cool. Now you get to see close-ups of the pilot figures and how to paint them. I may have made a mistake here because the first week I did this, I put a backpack on Amura, which I'm not sure he was supposed to have. I was going to try to remove it, but it's glued on there pretty good, and I don't know if I want to screw him up. So for now, he's getting a backpack, I guess. Or, you know what, I may just end up using the Shayla character versus him anyway, because I'm going to paint it in the low-vis paint scheme versus the traditional red, white, and blue. Julie says, I was surprised because I thought it was going to be a lot hotter and was nice. Yeah, well, you're on the lake. If you're close to the lakes too, there's quite a bit of breeze that probably comes off of those too. It was fairly mild. I cannot remember what time of year we went. I mean, let's put it this way. This was back when TWA was still an airline. And you guys are probably too young to even remember TWA. But yeah. And it was decently mild. It never rained. There was a lot of fireflies. I remember that, which was kind of cool. All right, let me put these some of these runners back on the rack here. Just gonna get in the way. I'll pull them back down if I need them. Right now, I gotta pull the B runner off. There's a lot of fireflies. So it was probably in the summer, sometime August, maybe. I don't remember. B10. That's the big boy here. But I was staying with the coach of the team that was like the team to beat. You know, that was the thing. And they were all hesitant to talk about stuff around me because they thought I was spying on them or something. But I was too young to know anything. So B1 and 2, these both come off. Let's see if I can. See if I can. Oh, let's go. Let's make a slight camera adjustment there. Update that. There we go. Really like a month after TWA 800. Oh, you flew TWA. Oh, cool. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just remember very few things about it. I remember the family. I remember the games a little bit, but I remember the flight back. We were, flying, looking out at night. We're flying over a storm at night. You're just seeing lightning go down below you. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, it was definitely one of the highlights of my soccer career, anyway. Till after high school, then I just graduated to playing hockey after that. So, all right, so that's all I need for that. I'll put this back on the wall. All right. Literally like a month after the TDB 800, was that a crash? I don't remember, or something else. So you flew a month after that, huh? See a pretty big chunk of plastic here. Trans World Airline. Yep. Them were they. And that was the first time that I ever went anywhere, traveled anywhere without my actual family being there. So that was definitely, an experience. I just remember as a kid, being kind of emotional because you get somewhere, it's a strange place, strange people. And I just remember after we finally got home, we had to stop and to land in, I don't even remember where we landed, but we landed. Then we had to get on a little turboprop puddle jumper and go over to Kalamazoo. And that's where we were supposed to land, was in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And so we landed there, and then traveling to this other family's house, and then I kind of broke down because I just didn't want to be there. Like I said, strange place, strange people, and just like, oh God, what's going on? But ultimately turned out good. Became friends with the kid because I was staying with, like I said, I was staying with the coach, but his son also played on his team. I was a goalkeeper because I was tall and lanky. It was a good position for me to play just because my body type was, I was just that tall, skinny kid. So later, fellas, this old man gonna get some sleep. Oh, come on. You got the day off tomorrow, Nick. Whatever, man. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you, buddy. Take care. Have a great evening. Have a great holiday. Don't lose any fingers. I don't want to hear any stories. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to go for about another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll call this one a night. See if I can get these pieces in, sand it up at the end before we close up shop. I may have to go back and redo these because there's quite a bit of a mold line down the center of these pieces. I'm getting rid of most of it just by taking the nubs off, but still quite a bit there. You're also not an old man. True. The Angel's still here. He's going to be the oldest in the room. I'm getting there, though. I'll be 55 this year, so that's old enough. I think my industry that I work in is slowly killing me. One bit at a time. All right, get rid of that mold vine. At least I hope that was a mold vine. Not supposed to be there, but we'll see. After the work day I had, I feel like, yeah, I know what you mean. I've been turning wrenches for 30 years now, so every day feels like an old man. Some worse than others, depending on what I do throughout the day. Most days I'm decently okay, but there's some days where you're just hunched over, legs locked, working over a car for 8 hours, and you're just destroyed. Your legs are just burned. By the time you get done, it's like, oh my god, it's horrible sometimes. Okay, so this goes in this way. Oh, okay, so that's the inside. Interesting. That's the inside of the landing gear bay, I think. I think I put that in wrong. Okay, it just goes all the way down. All right, and then this one goes in this side. That one went in a lot easier. So that's kind of cool. It's got the inside of the landing gear wells. But again, those will probably be closed up anyway. I don't think I'm going to be using those. This goes right there. And the other side. These are the hinges for the wings. Hold up wings. All right. So after that, this piece that we assembled earlier. That didn't work out. Huh. Well, it's got to go like that. Okay. I thought it would fit tighter, but it didn't feel like it did anything because it just basically sits there. Nothing really holds it until later when we put the rest on. So now we're getting into the meat of this thing. So the next step is to take our canopy section here. I'm going to put these on. Wow, these go on right on the side of these, where the pivot pin is. Okay. So, okay, I actually got to put these on too. How do they go? Good God. Okay, I guess that's how that goes. I just trying to visualize this. I guess, okay, that goes here. There it goes. Okay. And this here. This slides back in there. This all gets held on once you put the top piece on. 1, 1, 2, and then 3. So then this has got to go on. Good God. I got that side in, but this one doesn't want to go in right. There it goes. Okay, there we go. What an interesting fit. Yeah, I don't know how this thing would be to transform. I mean, it's just like, wow. Okay, one last piece and we'll call it a night. Let me cut this one off the runner. We'll see if we can get this on before we close up shop here. All right. Looks like I'm almost done. Yeah, maybe. There's still the wings and some other stuff. The thrusters. There's actually looks like quite a bit, judging by what's what's left on the runners. But just trying to get. This is like the hardest part probably because all these pieces have got to interlock and kind of fit together. That's kind of like the one challenging part where you have to put, 5 pieces and they all have to interlock as they come together. And not having built one of these before, I don't know what I'm in for. I know a friend of mine in Cali, Dan Salas, he's built a Core Fighter. I think it was the same kit. Not sure. So anyway, this goes on like this. The tail section has to go through here, and then this goes straight down. Yeesh. Something right. No, ain't right. I got one side in right, but the other side, this one side is not right. I'm going to take this back off. See if I can get it to separate. Shit. There we go. I can just get these parts to separate. I'll be good. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this. I don't know. This is in like it should be, I guess, but maybe it's not. I couldn't get this. Couldn't get this one foldable wing section just did not look like it was sitting was supposed to. There we go. That's why. There's 2 tabs. I don't think they were centered properly. Still doesn't look right. No. I think one of those, I think something's wrong. It's like these are supposed to go down in this slot. There we go. There. That's more positive feel. Okay. Last up, let's get this top piece down. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, this was not fitting right here. And it's because this piece was off. It didn't go down in the right position. That folds up nicely and sits there just like that. All right. Oops, I knocked off the end of my tail here. Don't lose that. So then this is supposed to fold down, I think, right? It does it. It should fold down. I thought it was supposed to fold down. Huh. I may have to take that apart again and figure that out. I'm not going to fold it down anyway. But so far so good. So there's a good chunk of the body is done. These things, I still don't see how these are supposed to open. Unless you're supposed to like grab the edge of that with something and peel them up. But got those vents in the front. I almost lost my little fins here, and these little, you can glue these in. These are like little folding fins that are supposed to, you're not supposed to glue them because they're supposed to fold in case you use the, or in case you do the, fold the core fighter up. You're supposed to fold down or something like that, but I'm going to glue them in place because, again, I'm not going to have this thing in a folded position. Tail goes down when you fold the body. Okay, so yeah, so that goes like that. I wonder if you have to push the, this still doesn't make sense because it folds this way. I don't remember. I know I've got a little tiny one sitting around here somewhere from another model, like a 1/100 model core fighter somewhere around here. That paste in before I lose it again. Anyway, let's get back to our close-up shop here. Right, everybody. Let's go back up here to my mug. Thanks again for joining in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I say that every time, but I mean it. You guys have been awesome support. Hopefully this was a nice break before your 4th of July festivities tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be here next week. I'm going to, like I said, I got a lot going on, getting ready for the fair and stuff, getting all the gear ready, getting a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to try to get as much painting as I can done this week, and then maybe we'll either have another, see you, Julius. We'll have another update with this. We'll continue snapping this, or we'll be putting some of the Metal Gear Rex together next week. So anyway, be good humans. Don't lose any fingers tomorrow. Be safe, and we'll see you guys on the flip. Everybody, have a good night. Talk to you soon. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell. We're on our way to 5,000 followers here on our Facebook page. Less than 100 left to go. Let's make that mark this month. We'll see if we can tell your friends and get everybody to like the page. Gundam Owning Works is my name, and that's you can find me on all the platforms: Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you look. So, and on YouTube. So we'll see you guys next time. Oops. Talk to you soon.